I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
2 Al's, 1 pot. What? Oh, am I getting stage directions in the corner there?
I was just doing some signals. 2 Al's.
Oh,
One
I thought you were
pod.
going 2 minutes or 1, 2. Okay, I thought it was a countdown. Fuck.
I think I
ruined my
started to do a
intro.
countdown, but then you ready?
Mm.
5,
All right.
4, 3.
2 L's, 1 pod. We are spun off of the web series The Two Dicks. We play detectives. We're on YouTube. Check them out. They're in black and white. They're funny. And then that morphed into our podcast, The Talking Dicks. And then we've had issues with the word talking, and we decided to become 2 Al's, 1 pod. I'm Al Romas. I'm in the middle of the ocean, not the Caribbean. I'm in the ocean, man. And I'm steaming. I'm going to Europe, for God's sake. And that's Al Ducharme. He's in Studio City, California. Good afternoon, Alfredo.
Good afternoon. So you're doing the transatlantic cruise, several days at sea. The Wi-Fi right now is pretty good, but when you get halfway across, I don't know exactly where you are now, you're going to have no Wi-Fi for
I don't believe you.
periods of time. Is this
Why?
the new Starlink?
This is the Starlink. We're satellite,
Well,
baby.
I would love
Come
to know how it goes, because the old system, I had a cruise, a transatlantic, late last year, and for 4 days, nothing.
I work the better, cleaner, newer ships, sir. I don't know why cleaner I said that. It was weird, but you know what I mean? No, the Starlink.
These were the 2
is gonna be
latest
good.
ships, by the way, that we were on, but they didn't have Starlink hooked up yet.
You never know either. I was on that Anthem, the Wi-Fi was awful, and that was Starlink. So, but the ship itself, I think, needs to go in and get its routers removed and reinserted in their anal cavity. You know,
Well,
the ship.
you just
the
sounded like a
bowels.
robot, and freezing for a moment proves my point.
You motherfucker! God damn it!
But it's okay.
Damn you all to hell! You
It
dirty
underlines
apes.
it underlines my point. You being on the newer, cleaner. ships.
Why, damn it! Yeah, nine sea days. We're on day 3, I think. You know, change the clock every hour, kind of thing. Forward every day, 1 hour every day.
Not every hour. You go forward every day.
Every hour. We change the clock every hour. It's weird. It's a weird cruise, man.
Every
2
hour
hours
on the
ahead,
hour, we
guess.
change the clock back an hour.
It's not easy. We go forward, we go back, we go forward.
And you turn this way, and the wheels go that way. And the new Honda
Yes.
Prelude.
Yes. I got Robin Williams as the captain. I got what would that be like, Al? Robin Williams is the captain of the ship. What's that like?
Oh,
Come on.
I don't know. I can't conjure that one up. I was doing my.
I thought that was gonna be our clip. I thought that was gonna be our clip. Jesus. Yeah, let me down. Son of a bitch. Oh well.
You down.
How long you been home? You've been home a few days.
Down.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
Don't let me down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. How long you been home?
Well, I came home briefly for.
That's when you know you've been a cruise guy, when you say land gigs. You know what I mean? It's when you're on the boats too long. When you call a club a land gig.
Yeah,
I got a land gig.
I came home briefly. I flew in from wherever. I think it was Miami. The next day, Bernadette, Pauly, and myself drove up to San Francisco and the Mill Valley area. Actually, prior to that, we stopped at Morro Bay, and we did an overnight there and a little gig. And then we continued on to Mill Valley at the Throckmorton Theater.
That looks like a nice venue.
Yeah, that's great. It really is.
That looks like a sweet old venue. I saw your time sheet. It looked like you guys were doing like 15 minutes or something. I mean, that's just fucking perfect. That's all I want. I want a theater in 15 minutes. That's all I need in comedy.
I don't know if you know some of these names, but Boston comedian Jack Gallagher.
Sure. Remember Jack? Lawyer, right?
I don't remember what he did. I just remember seeing him when I was in high school. We went down and watched a comedy show, and he was the guy, and he was fantastic. And then
he was an attorney, if I'm correct.
Probably. He moved west. He moved to San Francisco, I believe, for a while. Then
Gay fellow.
Sacramento.
Didn't know.
Sacramento. Got married.
Oh,
Yeah.
to a man.
And then he was hosting.
Wow. Yeah,
He was
that's
hosting.
great. That's great.
And he walked up. He goes, "I'm 70 years old." His opening line.
Thank you, Jack.
And then he does this whole bit about him being 70 and being old. And, subject matter we've heard before, but it was very funny. Very funny.
Yeah. I remember him being funny as a
now,
years
do you know Ron Lynch? He's like a performance comedian, artist.
I know the name. Yeah. Well,
super funny, alternative guy. I've been a fan again since I was 17, 18 years old. So two of these guys that inspired me when I first went to my first open mic or whatever I was doing, or a comedy show. These guys inspired me. They would hire like one headliner and then have a bunch of amateurs go on before them. Both of those guys. I walk into the green room and there they are.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like those shows where I don't like them. I always laughed when they'd have the comedy all-stars. That meant one person's getting paid. And here's the local open micers. The comedy all-stars. Okay.
I was very, professional to them and expressed my gratitude for them and how they inspired me. And I said, I introduced Bernie. I go, "These two guys right here, legends, living legends, blah, blah, blah." And then they look at the board and see that you go, "And look at this. You're doing 16 minutes. You're headlining."
Right.
I go, 16. Yes. I only have 14.
That's how we
stretch.
Yeah. I love it. But seriously, a theater, 16 minutes. I mean, what's better than that? You just go out and hit a home run and walk off.
It's different from a comedy club. It's, the audience is very generous. A lot of applause breaks. And
it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
Different rhythm.
Well, you landed in Miami before that. I was in Miami, man. I was at the Big Smoke.
That was Fort Lauderdale.
It was Hollywood. It was right in between.
Oh, right between. Okay.
Hollywood,
Florida,
Fort
ladies
Lauderdale.
and gentlemen.
Hollywood, Florida.
Hollywood, Florida.
Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Massive casino. I mean, it's funny, like, who goes to Vegas? And there's no reason to go to Vegas anymore. Every state has these beautiful. I mean, this thing was like, you could just plop it in Vegas. You'd never know the difference. It was massive. It was great. But the event center had all the booths and the tables, just like back in NACA. Instead of a comedian standing there, it was a guy with his cigars, and you had a booklet, and you take out your book, and it's like, oh, there's Rocky Patel. You pull out the Rocky Patel page, you hand it. It's like trick or treating. You open your bag, they throw a cigar in your bag. 30 vendors, so you get 30 cigars, and they're all $10 sticks at minimum. Some are even, it's much better. And you get a glass. It was a whiskey fest. So you go, any whiskey you like, I could take. Give you a little taste. Boom. And food everywhere. I mean, this was like fucking wet dream for cigar smokers. It was really
so you're gifted,
pretty incredible.
You're gifted $300, approximately $300 worth of cigars if you were to go out and buy them retail.
Right. Yes. And the ticket is $350.
That's what I'm saying. You're already breaking even.
Yes. And if you wanted, you could stand there and you could tip the guy and he would just keep pouring that way. If you like your favorite whiskey, you could just stand there and get loaded if you want. I mean, it's about just walking around tasting it. But if you were like, I paid for this, I'm going to drink. Sure, you can drink. I saw guys pouring it. They had tips in one tip jar and they were pouring it full. They were pouring it half full. Guy was making some smoked Manhattans. Oh, they were fucking tasty. Holy shit.
Wow.
Had a couple of those. And, but yeah, really, really just a fun event. John was telling me, I went with my buddy John Consoli. He came down for the weekend, and he was telling me he'd been to a couple in the past. He was like, they'd give you like 3 cigars. The whiskey was a half of glass. So he goes, it's changed. It's one and a little taste, but
it's probably
still
gained some traction there, right?
Yeah. It was fun, man. Good time.
Well, sorry I missed it.
We had an Airbnb. And then Sunday, he's staying on Monday. I took him to Little Havana, and we went down there. And that was, you been down there in Miami, Little Havana? Scarface.
Not really.
Fuck you piece of shit.
All the scenes from that's where we were right there having lunch on that street, like where they shot those scenes when he's on the street talking early on, and it's just cigar shops, art galleries, and food. That's Little Havana.
How far is that from South Beach? It's a little bit more inland, right?
With Miami traffic, 30 minutes, but
Okay.
probably about 8 miles. Yeah. So anyway, good time, fun. And then hit the road Monday. And then I came out here, overnighted in Miami, back to Miami to overnight.
Going
and
back
then
to
hit the
Miami.
seas. Going back, and then Thursday. So yeah, so day 3. So when this airs Monday, I'll be at 5 days. And
That's when
got
the mutiny
9.
starts. That's when the chatter of mutiny starts. 5 days. And then usually by 10 or the 12th day, it's a full-on mutiny. You commandeer the
Cool.
bridge.
I am the captain now.
I'm gonna put it on TikTok. I'll film the whole fucking thing.
Everybody starts having orgies.
Put it right on TikTok.
and,
Oh, that's going on TikTok. My TikTok's going to explode, folks. Sign up, Al Romas at TikTok. Also, 2 Al's 1 Pod. We're on TikTok.
I've never seen it.
But it's a combined. It's two
Yeah.
TWO Al. I mean, everything. I love TikTok. Everything's taken. It's like somehow 2 Al's 1 Pod is taken.
Come on.
It's like what the fuck? How can that be taken? So it had to become TWO Al.
There's got to be some
1P.
robot that just every time someone's registered, no.
Yeah, yeah. Some
They
bot, a bot.
It's there quicker than you do.
Yes, or 2 days ago, I leave the hotel in Miami. Okay, go into the ship. I call the lift, and this woman picks me up. Spanish or Cuban lady, middle age, maybe older. No English. Okay, no English. That's fine. We don't have to chat.
Pretty common down there.
I would say no joking around here. Physically blind, probably glasses, Coke bottle glasses, the 9-inch thick. She's blind, legally
So
blind.
her daughter
physically.
took the test for her.
yeah, and she picks me up, and it says right on the thing, Port of Miami, and so we're driving. I'm looking at my phone, and all of a sudden, I'm like, "The fuck." We're drifting in lane. She doesn't put a turn signal. She just drifts. And there's a car next to us, and I go, whoa! And she's like, oh, and she goes back in her lane. I'm like, what the fuck? I go, whatever I said. I didn't say fuck. I'm like, whoa, watch it. She's like, oh, I'm like, and I realized she can't see. She can't see. So the Port of Miami, you got to bear to the right. She's going straight. I'm like, right, go right, righto, right. She's like, what? I go, right. She turns the wheel. Now, if a car had been next to us, you're doing 1 Al, 1 Pod. I'm fucking done. I'm done.
Wow.
So we get to the Miami port, and it's a little tricky, and she can't read the signs. She can't speak the language. You can't see them. So I'm trying to go forward because we're at Terminal A. I'm like, forward. Huh? Forward. She makes a left. We're in a parking lot with trucks.
Oh my God.
I don't know where we are. I'm like, what the fuck did you do?
And you're pointing straight. You're not saying
was-
left. You're not pointing to the left. You're going.
So then she yells at me. She's trying to point at her GPS like it fucked up. And she goes, "Da, da, da, da." Now I'm in a car with a blind Spanish lady yelling at me. And the ship is a good half mile away. I can't, because I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I'll walk. But it's in a part of the terminal. You can't walk. I mean, you would never find it,
So did you walk?
I did not. I opened the door halfway, and then I was just like, fuck it. I go around. I'm trying to be like, around. You got to go around. And she couldn't understand. So I put it in my GPS, Terminal A. And then it came up as it showed like a U. I'm like, you, see? You. And then she was mad. She just started the car and made a U-turn. And I was just holding my phone near her. I'm like, that lefto.
5 stars. Give her 5 stars.
I mean, I didn't even, because I don't want to be whatever.
Did you tip?
But
Did you tip?
No, I did. She's going to kill someone or herself. Guaranteed. She can't say.
Yeah.
She
So
can't say.
did you send a complaint?
No, I'm too nice.
Well, here's the thing, and this has happened before. I've had someone pull up in a car, license plate match, not the car. They took the plate off. They put it on another car. I'm like, Jose. He's like, yeah, Alfred. I'm like, yeah. And I'm looking at the picture, and I'm like, cousin.
It's shady business, man. It's shady business.
I go, how come
no
the car, the color? He goes, oh, I have to switch it over.
I'm like, tired of all these.
I'm like,
I'm tired of Lyft, and I'm tired of Airbnb. I'm just gonna be a hotel guy.
Well, Airbnb, you used to get a nice Airbnb for a pittance. Now you're paying astronomical amounts of money, cleaning fees, this fee, that fee, state fee. Everybody's got to handle the cookie jar. A lot of rules.
And then the shower. I'm in the shower, and the people had spent a lot of money on this contraption, but there's no. So it's like you walk in the shower with 9 like knobs in a row, just 9 knobs.
Faucets?
No, knobs, like turn knobs, 9 of them. And it's like, the fuck? And then there's a shower, like the rain shower above your head. Mm-hmm. But it's like, so I do one knob, nothing happens. Then I do another knob. I do this one, and water shoots out of the knob that goes right into your nuts. Like it's like a fucking blast of water right into my sack. I'm like,
it's like a sack bidet is what it is. Yeah. It is cold.
And it's cold. And I'm like, Jesus. And naked, just turning knobs. Now it's hot and water's on my head.
There's no letters nothing. There's no diagram.
Zero. Not. It's a big piece of metal with 9 knobs on it.
Did you mention it?
That's it.
Did you mention it in the Airbnb comments?
No, John rented the Airbnb, so I didn't deal with the comments and things.
Okay. Wow.
But he might have. I don't know. He had the same issues.
He gave me shit about not going.
Did he?
Yeah, he sent me a comment or something.
Well, it would have been fun, man. But even the Airbnb, we had 100 cigars at the. You know what the thing was interesting though? We barely drank. And we forgot to pick up wine for the condo. So the first night we didn't have wine, had some gummies. Just as good.
Gummies?
Wake up in the morning, no hangover. It was nice.
Gummies plural?
Gummies, yes.
You had more than one gummy?
Oh yeah.
How many did you have?
Is this the fucking gummy police?
There was 9 knobs. You don't know how many gummies you had? There was 9 knobs. There was 9 of them. 9 knobs. How many gummies you have? I don't know. I had a couple.
I don't know. Two gummies, but we had a vape pen too. We had a vape pen going.
Oh, you were under the influence of something.
But it was great, but no booze. And then we went to dinner Sunday night, and we went to JWB, which
how long you guys been dating?
11. Oh God. Well, I met him when I was 12. So, it's been a while. We went to JWB for dinner. Do you know this steakhouse? And that's Jimmy W. Buffett. He has an upscale steakhouse. JWB, sir.
So they're breaking away from the margarita branding name.
Well, it's in his margarita. He's got Margarita World, which is like the hotel. It's on the beach, and in the Margarita World is JWB. And we went there, had 1 bottle of wine, a cocktail, 1 bottle of wine, and then back to the condo, cigars, and the old vape again. And I'll tell you, man, it's not bad waking up, no hangover, and you hung out and you had a good time, but I enjoyed it. So,
I think he's a billionaire. He's supposed to be a very smart businessman, but he had a mom and pop hamburger stand closed down because they were called not Cheeseburger in Paradise, but Hamburger in Paradise, and they had to change their name. But that was their name for decades.
You don't fuck with JWB.
No. He's got a team of lawyers, and they're like, change the name or it's going to cost you. And they had it, otherwise they would have gone out of business.
I mean, it's all fun and games until business, and then old JWB will fuck you, parrot head. I'm JWB, motherfucker. Hey, I was in tell me what you think of this. And you've seen this 100 times, but last night I'm in the men's room, finishing up, washing my hands, And this guy walks in. He opens the door. As he opens the door, he's unzipping. As he just about passed me, he's got it out.
Oh my God.
And then he walks 3 feet to the urinal.
Well, hello, sailor.
What's that? What's that about?
I don't know.
You can't.
I do a joke about I'm getting to be that guy where I start undoing my belt buckle as I'm walking towards the bathroom.
Oh, you're right.
So, but I don't fucking whip it out.
Territory. That's
First of all, 3
though.
feet. I don't need 3 feet before I get to the urinal. I need about 4 inches tops.
Well, this fucker might have been one of those belt guys a few years ago, and now he's
graduated. He's advanced.
I couldn't believe it. I'm pulling the paper towel, I'm wiping my hand, and the guy's got it in his hand. I'm like, dude, what's happening right now?
And this guy's name was Jim David.
Hey, now, good night, everyone.
Hey, did you say that we had a question?
People, you ask, we answer. This is how it works. Instagram. I usually just Instagram, but Facebook.
Listeners will ask questions, and then we'll answer it.
We answer it. Anything. We don't care. We'll answer it. Send us some question. The next podcast, unless we have multiples, but that rarely happens. So here you go. This is a pretty good one, I think. I don't know. It just starts off. Question says, Steven Seagal, yay or nay? Yay or nay? Steven Seagal.
Movies, personality.
I guess movies, and back in the day when he had his
1980s.
Yeah. Were you a fan? Did you enjoy his work? Yay or nay?
I've seen some of his movies, and I think I was at that age where it's like, oh, the tough guy takes out 15 guys, but he's like a big dude and kind of frumpy, but yet I knew I didn't want to get hit with his forearm in real life because I had a feeling it was like getting hit with a 2x4. But I wasn't a big fan. I've probably seen 2 or 3 of his movies.
In the theater, or would you just catch them when they were on?
No, in the theater. I've gone with my buddies,
Yeah.
But I wasn't I wasn't.
You say yay. You're going yay. In the day. Yeah.
He's a kook, though, right?
Well, he's nuts now, and he's 500 pounds, and he's,
So that's a nay.
But he was married to, wasn't he married in the day to what's her fuck her name? What's her name? The Weird Science, the chick the kids make in the computer.
I think so.
They were married, and it's weird because I saw a picture of them together, like they were at something, and he's 500 pounds, she's about 300 pounds. I mean,
she's 300 pounds.
The 80s were a long time ago. It really go, whoa, holy moly!
See, once someone hits that like 275, 280, it's a nay.
You're hard. Oh, I see. I go yay on
movies.
Seagal.
Yeah, I was.
Come on.
I was. My friends were into martial arts. I wasn't, but I was into going to the movie. I was like, let's go.
Arts. I thought you meant one guy, martial art. This guy Art, who was fucking killer. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Okay. Any other questions? Are there any other?
It's like sex ed, you know what I mean? Like, that guy got a lot of sex ed. He really had a good time in high school.
They nicked him sex ed.
Sex ed, yeah. It was a great. Seagal was Under Siege. That was
one of the ones, right? Wasn't that like 89 or something like that?
We had that run of, I was looking at it, Under Siege, I don't know, Above the Law. Oh, I know, I'm having a stroke. Under Siege. Where's my tennis ball? I want to fucking hold it. Above the Law. That was great. Above the Law.
Let me see. Under Siege was actually 92.
And then these were all with 3 words. I noticed it's like hard to kill, Above the Law, and Out for Justice. He had like this thing where we'll do 3 words, and that'll be the fucking title. And it's all the same movie. We'll just, put them on a boat, put them on wherever. But they were good. Those movies they're fun. If they're on TV, I'd watch them
at the time.
Still. Sal Richards, the late comedian, he was in I think Above the Law. He was the mob guy.
Kelly LeBrock, by the way, was his
Kelly LeBrock, yeah.
87 to 96 they were married. He's been married 4 times.
Oh,
Adrienne LaRussa, Mayoko Fujitani
mm.
from
Mayoko.
74 to 87. Wait a minute.
Well, isn't that in the Kelly LeBrock time?
Well, they have some lapover marriages here, according to
Hollywood.
this.
You know those people.
But Kelly LeBrock, yes.
They're just like us.
She's not 300 pounds.
She was when I banged her.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
She was the woman in red with Gene Wilder. That's what we know her from.
Oh yeah, too. That movie was that movie. There's moments in that movie, but it's not good. But there's a couple of funny moments in that one.
Right.
Charles Grodin was always good. He was
I like the.
Remember,
Charles
he was
Grodin.
gay, and he was married, but he was gay, and he came out to his friends, Wilder and the other guy. It was all right.
All right.
I saw that. I remember. Here's a memory of that time. I saw that at Military Circle Mall while I was in the Navy. A double feature, kids. This was a thing they had in 1986. Double feature. What was the name of that movie you just said? Woman in Red.
Woman in Red.
And Spies Like Us was the double feature. Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase.
Spies Like Us.
Spies Like Us.
Was that horrible?
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was definitely a paycheck for both. And they thought, we can throw them both together and people like me will go. That's who they aimed it at. 25-year-old retard will go see it. And I did. And then Woman in Red was with it. It was kind of like an after thing. And then I watched that too. And I thought that was pretty good. But
Paul Newman was the one who said, if you have a good script, a good actor, a good director, you have a chance of making a great movie, but it's very hard to get it all to, come together like that.
Well, I mean, look at Newman. How great is he? He's one of the all-time greats. And you can look at his IMDb page. The great movies in there, it's a handful at best.
Yes.
Probably made 80 movies.
Yeah.
But you got Cool Hand Luke and a few, like that. It's not easy. So
no, but all you need is a couple of, high-profile movies.
You need Francis Ford Coppola.
You need a Coppola movie. No, we need a couple of these movies, and you can make a career out of it. You can make a lot of bad movies. But I think most actors are like that. If you look at their list of movies, like you said, 80 or 100 films, it is. It's like a half a dozen are like, wow.
Yeah.
And the rest are like, what is that movie? I didn't see that one. That's obscure.
Right.
And sometimes they try to bury them.
Right. And that's kind of the day of movie stars, which is over. But remember, like, people would go to see someone they liked in a movie. Like if you were a fan of Paul Newman, you went to see Paul Newman's new movie. You didn't even look, you didn't know anything about it. Go, Newman's got a new movie. I want to go see it. But that kind of day is over. It's like comedy. People used to go to comedy clubs, Saturday night, 8:00, comedy club. Now they research who's there. They look at who's there. They go see their
want to see if they like them. There's no surprises. It's,
No, then they want to see people they know and love, and they want pictures, and it's a different thing now. I'm sure. I mean, there are still small towns with just comedy on the sign, but generally, they really look into it. They want to see who am I going to go see because I'm going to pluck down because the comedy clubs now, like Side Splitters in Tampa, they're doing $85 tickets, $100 tickets.
How many seats?
It's not the old days. 250, 240 maybe.
That's a good size for a comedy club.
But it used to be, you top out at $20. I mean, you're not getting more than 20. And now people are paying, literally, they'll pay over $100.
But you're getting,
they like is there.
90%, 80% of the audience is coming to see you because they know you from social media.
100% of the audience,
whereas
I'd say.
I'm getting wow, we didn't know what we were going to do tonight. We said, hey, let's go to the comedy show. We walked in and we were so surprised. You've heard this before. You guys are so much funnier than the $150 tickets they wanted for this other guy. I've
never heard that.
I've had people say, we just went down and dropped $85 in Vegas on our tickets, and we walked out after 15 minutes. Wow. We came here and spent 25, and we loved it. Every comic was great.
Very opposite.
Oh, you're trying to make
people
a joke?
say, I wish we had spent I've had people go, I wish we had spent 150 to see a real show because that 25 is fucking gone now because of your dumb show.
Yeah,
So.
but I don't mention those stories. I mention the other ones.
I'm just saying I've never had what you had happen.
Yes, you have.
No, sir.
I bet it's happened and they never said anything. I'm just saying there are people that walk in and go, "Oh my goodness, we had no idea."
Yes.
I'm kidding. Accolades.
I'm kidding. That happens nightly for me. People say
you're all over the boards, my friend. I don't know if you're being self-deprecating.
I've had about 9 cups of
how many CJs?
Fucking Joe here, and I'm popping out of my skin. I'll be honest with you. I'm fucking losing my mind. You know what blows my mind is how big somebody can be, and then the general public has no idea. Do you know what I mean? A friend of mine, just a civilian guy, sent me a text the other day, and he said, "Who's Bert Kreischer?" He goes, "I hear a lot about this guy. Who is he? Do you know him? Friend of yours?" And I'm like, "How do you really? You don't know who Bert? He's doing arenas. He's got a major film coming out in May. You don't know who he is."
But as you said before, there's a lot of people from social media. These are social media career people now.
Right.
Bert started, he shit in a pizza box. And the next thing he's hosting 3 or 4 shows, National Geographic, Travel Channel.
Discovery, travel. Right.
And now he's built his own audience. Brian Regan has his own audience. And Brian Regan he doesn't like to perform in front of a regular, he doesn't like walk in and try to commandeer the stage to work out material. He's very specific because he knows
it's hard.
He knows that his people come to see him, and that's the audience that's going to laugh at his jokes in his particular style.
But it is amazing that you can be that big.
People don't know who you are.
You know, somebody who's on Twitter and things. Never heard of you. And he's got a film coming out that's a real, it's a big movie.
This might put him a little bit higher if the film goes well.
It looks good.
I saw a trailer and I actually laughed. I went, you know what? It's high.
So did I.
It looks like it's very good production value. And his timing.
I like
he's
the story.
He's being himself. It's based on a true story from his that he's been doing in his comedy act.
Yeah.
Artistic license.
Right. But yeah, I thought, they're going to make, but I saw it and I go, that's an interesting angle and it's cool and I like it. It looked good. Well,
he's got millions of followers, so they're going to go see it. They're going to stream it. They're going to, it will make money. And he's the executive producer because it's based on his material.
100%. 100%. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to get a whole new audience from this, too. Just people who don't, like my friend who just might see it on Netflix or whatever and be like, oh, that's pretty good. Who is this guy? And then
not bad for a guy turning 50, right?
Turning 50, I think,
Is he already he's already dipped into it?
Well, I don't know. I just think of that Rolling Stone article was like, I think of that as being in the like early 90s. So that's 30 years ago, and he was 20. So 50.
He just turned 50 November of 2022.
Okay.
So your buddy Al is correct.
All right. Usually is.
No, that's not true.
There's the clip. Romas lies. All right. Well, we covered Steven Seagal. You said nay. I go yay.
But if you're talking about his movies, when I was a young man in my 20s,
I go yay.
I'll go yay.
They were fun. Good movies.
They're entertaining.
Yeah, so that's about it. We did everything. I have my notes. You don't have notes, so I think we're even. I think we're good. I do all the editing. Fuck you.
Here's what I have to do. I know. I got to bring my car in for service because the place that we bought it down the street closed, and they won't honor my warranty service thing that I paid for in advance. I have to drive an hour to get my car serviced, but it's 15 minutes from my gig tonight, so I have to go in early, get my car serviced, and then go do my gig at the Copa Comedy Club in Ventura Harbor.
Oh, we're back. Okay, let's cut that and wrap it. You were frozen like this for about a minute, and I think you're frozen again. Let's fucking chop this. Oh, you son of an onion. You're scaring me here. And chop it up, throw it out there to the masses. I'm going to do nothing here at sea. The ship's bouncing.
I
And
don't
when you
even
did these crossings-
Adachi.
Rough seas. Let me just ask you one quick one. Rough seas. Well, you. All right. We're
I just did the
frozen. Bye. See
the
ya.
ending, and you go, see ya. We have this
I had
thing
a-
we've been doing in
I had a
natural
last
organic.
question. I
You
have a
all
last
right,
question.
give me the last question.
Oh, I just want to know.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the 2 Owls 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forward2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.